One, two, three, four.
Yeah, yummy.
Are you ready?
Tikka Masala. Today we're going to be making tikka masala. We're going to start off with adding in just a little bit of butter into our frying pan, and we're going to start by heating that up. And then we're going to fry up our onion. Inside this dish we have about one medium-sized onion that you're just going to fry up in the frying pan with, if you have olive oil or butter, whatever you have. If you have olive oil, maybe about 2 tablespoons. Just use a heat-proof spatula, and then you just want to start cooking those things up. And then while that is starting, the butter is melting or the oil is heating up and the onions are starting to fry, you're going to start to add in your spices. So for the spices here, we're going to start with adding in some minced garlic. So I've already minced about 2 teaspoons of garlic and 2 teaspoons of fresh ginger. So I'm just going to toss those in. You could use some dried ones if you're really stuck, but fresh is always better and brings out a lot more flavor, I feel. Next thing I'm going to add in here is my cumin. If you have like actual teaspoons, you're going to add about a half teaspoon of cumin. Like that. Same thing for your turmeric, half teaspoon of turmeric. We're gonna add in a little bit of cinnamon. So about a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. Salt, 1 teaspoon. And then the last thing we're gonna add in here is our garam masala. So garam masala is an Indian spice, and we're gonna add in about 1.5 teaspoons. There's 1.5 teaspoons of garam masala. And just go ahead and mix that up. While the onions are sauteing up with the spices, I'm going to prepare my next ingredients. So I've got a can of about 400 grams of chopped tomatoes. I'm going to put them in a blender. And then I'm going to put in some yogurt. We're going to put in about 120 grams. So if you have a scale, you can go ahead, get your scale out and weigh out 120 grams. Perfect. You're also going to add in about a teaspoon of sugar. And about few sprigs of the cilantro. So we have about 10 sprigs. So we've now added in the sugar, the tomatoes, the yogurt, and our cilantro. I put about 10 sprigs of the cilantro inside of here, all chopped up. And then I'm just gonna blend this. If you have an emulsion blender, you can do that. I'm just gonna take this over and blend it now. So I've just blended up in a blender 1 can of tomatoes, my sugar, 1 teaspoon, and then about 10 sprigs of cilantro. And then I'm gonna pour this now into our pot. Give that a good stir. Okay, give this a good stir. And then let it cook on a low heat. We're now gonna go ahead and add in some cauliflower and some chopped carrots into the tikka masala to allow them to start softening up. They're gonna need to cook for about 8 to 10 minutes on a low heat to really cook up the root vegetables so that they're nice and tender and not too hard and crunchy. The tikka masala has been cooking for about 8 minutes now. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna add in 100 milliliters of this coconut cream. So this is about half the container. I'm just gonna do it by how it feels, about half, and then 1 can of chickpeas. Dump them all in, and then mix that around. You're gonna cook that again for another 5 minutes, and then we should be good to go. We're finished cooking up our curry now. We're just gonna take the leftover a little bit that we have of our cilantro and sprinkle it on top. And then you're gonna go ahead, scoop it up, place it over some rice, or eat it with some naan bread.